Talk to me a little bit about OE certifications and repairing the car right and where that stands and how that might elevate your status as a shop to the mind of a buyer.
You know, we've talked about on other episodes that, you know, just like you've got different restaurants that you can go to, you know, think of consolidators as the same thing. You know, some are really focused on having OEM certifications and some are very focused on having iCar. Some are focused on both. You know, they all just have a different, you know, personality like we've talked about before. And I think with the OEM certifications, I think that's something that if you're, you know, looking to sell, you know, it's important, but not that important. But if you're looking to stay in it to win it, I think it's important to think about what your niche is going to be. I live in Naples, Florida, and there's a guy there that has a shop, and he's got, I think, 3 major OEM certifications, and they're the highline ones that you have to earn. And that's his niche, right? And his shop is jam-packed. And there's those type of models, you know, all over the place. There's a guy in New Jersey that's a big Subaru shop, same thing, like that's his niche. I think you just have to figure out what your niche is, and it really drives off of the area that you're in and what it is that those people want or need, you know, and figure out what that is and deliver that niche. Think about it, consolidation coach. I mean, we are a consulting firm that specializes in helping body shops sell, and that's all we do. Like, if that doesn't get niche, you know, I mean, I think that just resonates on what, you know, if you want to be competitive and you want to stay in business and in it to win it, like I say, as a collision shop owner, you need to figure out what that niche is and really drive down to that.
Yeah. I think so many people still look at OE certifications, and you alluded to this, is a revenue stream, that you can get these whatever type certifications they may be, and you're going to see a revenue impact from it. And more times than not, you're going to be disappointed because it's not. But it goes back to what you were saying, is learning to make sure you're repairing the cars correctly. And I think what you touch on is a very important aspect of it, is the niche portion of it. Because a lot of people, going back to that revenue stream, they're thinking, well, if I get 10 certifications, my sales are going to go up by X. You've got to be more mindful when you start looking at these certifications. Look at your sales mix. Are you working on more Nissan, Hondas? Are you working more Lexus, Toyota, GM, whatever? And kind of correlate your OE certifications to what your sales mix is, to focus really on what your market priority is. And it could lead to more sales, but if you do it from an aspect of preparing for sale or trying to drive more revenue to your facility, you're going to be disappointed. And I think the majority of body shops know that now, but I think that was something we seen early on as OE certification started to build. But especially alluding back to what your original question was, when you're looking at selling, I don't know that we've ever really talked to any of our clients that are thinking about selling and encourage them to get certifications to sell.
I agree.
You know, it's not going to bring that much value to you as a business if you do not already have those certifications. Now, Gold class, it's borderline must for most of the larger consolidators, because if you don't have that Gold class certifications, when they come in after they take over, they have to convert that shop into a Gold class shop more times than not, because that goes into their DRP relationships. That might go into some of the certifications they see the benefit of having as a result of the prior ownership not having. I think one of the certifications we had when we sold months after, they didn't renew it. They let it fall off because they just didn't see the value in it. You know?
But I'll add to that too, if you don't have the iCar, that I haven't seen that bust a lot of deals, but what I do see is they may say, well, we may need the additional money that it'll take to get iCar certified. So I wouldn't think of that as a hurdle that can't be crossed. I just think it's something to know that you need to have, and if you don't have it, you're going to pay for that side of it, you know, on the sell or either while you're in business. So
yeah,
I think it's something that's a very good thing to have either way, but at the same time, it's not a hurdle that can't be crossed if you're trying to sell.
No, it can't be crossed. Another thing, I think it says something too about the establishment or the culture of that business. If they're not iCar Gold class, from the buyer's perspective, they have to question, okay, what does the quality of work look like? How are they training their employees if they're not iCar Gold class? Whatever your opinion is of iCar, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
You know, what does the culture of that shop look like?
And a lot of checking on cars that, you know, a lot of coming in and making sure that, like you said, being repaired correctly. And that's what it's all about. That's what we're here for as shop owners anyway.